Hello, hello, Alden Altenay here, coming to you with day 8 of 9 of the Global Good News Challenge for September 2022. And having a moment in history now, just want to play you a little song. Feel free to sing along. Story of a lovely lady bringing up three very lovely girls like their mother in curls. Brady of his own. Alone with the fellow. Became the Brady Bunch, the Brady Bunch, the Brady Bunch. That's so happy. They became the Brady Bunch. Oh, classic. I just thought I'd share that with you because, these are some of the things that can give us joy in life, right? How often do we focus on negatives rather than focusing on some things that light us up and give us joy? And Brady Bunch is one of the shows I used to love watching as a kid, along with other amazing shows like I Dream of Jeannie, like George and Mildred, like Benny Hill, all these amazing comedies. Get Smart, who remembers Get Smart? Land of the Giants, remember that? Oh gosh, I'm showing my age now. Thunderbirds, I used to watch. Used to jump out of bed as a little kid and watch Thunderbirds. All these amazing shows. And in fact, nowadays, if I am feeling a little low at any point, I will put on a comedy. And one of my favorites nowadays is Two and a Half Men. I love watching Two and a Half Men with Charlie Sheen, of course. It wasn't quite the same after Charlie Sheen left. I had the great fortune when I was in LA a few years ago to actually interview Charlie Sheen on stage in LA, which was a bit of a buzz, one of the highlights of my life, as well as Jewel. Jewel's another person I interviewed, and I danced on stage with Vanilla Ice. So did some pretty cool things over in LA a few years ago. So what is it that lights you up? Let us know in the chat. What is it that lights you up and gives you joy? Because the fact is when you get into joy and gratitude in life, you are actually in an expanded state. And if you look at Dr. Hawkins' scale of consciousness, you'll know what I mean. Dr. Hawkins actually proved many years ago that we are actually made up as human beings. We're made up of 99.9% energy, frequency, and vibration. And when we get into different emotions, we vibrate at different frequencies. And so when we are in, I don't have the chart in front of me, however, you will find it in my Conscious Community Global Facebook group. If you look in there in the featured section, you'll see the diagram I am talking about. And I'll just pop that link in here, Conscious Community Global Facebook group. It's free to join. Just hop in there and just look into the featured section. I'll pop that right there. There we go. So in there, you'll see this diagram, and it actually all ties in with our chakra points as well, with our energy centers, which is also scientifically proven. And when we get into love and above, love is actually at 528 hertz is what you vibrate at. Joy and gratitude are actually above that. They're actually at 540 hertz. So when you're happy and when you are grateful, you're actually in one of the most elevated states you will feel as a human being. And then above from that is peace. So getting in, meditating, things that bring you peace, connecting with nature, whatever that is for you. One of my favorite things bringing me peace is body surfing. I love to just get in the ocean. I just feel like time disappears. I just, totally blissful state when I'm floating around in the ocean. And then above peace is enlightenment. It's 700 hertz and above, 700 hertz to about 1,000 hertz. And whereas when we get into when we have any shame around anything, that's actually the lowest vibration. Shame is actually 20 hertz. If we have grief over anything, grief is actually at 75 hertz. Guilt is at 30 hertz. Guilt is the second lowest vibration. Fear is 100 hertz. Anger is 150 hertz. and just notice where you are at any point. And of course, being human beings, we're going to go up and down this roller coaster ride of life, right? There's going to be times we're going to feel elevated and times we're going to feel low. But the question is when you have those low points, I do believe there's things to learn in those low points, right? The biggest triggers in life, the biggest breakdowns, there's always a breakthrough at the other side of it. And there's always the biggest learnings that come after our toughest times in life. And we will continually be challenged. This is just part of the human experience, right? We will be challenged. And so, how long are you going to choose to stay in drama with anything that brings your energy down to a contracted state? Well, actually, you choose to be in a contracted state or an elevated state, no matter what is going on around you, right? No matter, COVID, we've seen a hell of a lot of negativity, haven't we? We've seen a lot of dramas, lockdowns, all sorts of things, limits of freedoms, injustices, people dying and having serious side effects from the jab. The government have been forcing on people pretty much. I mean, not really forcing it, but basically saying that, we're going to limit your freedom. We're going to cut your wages. We're just going to treat you really unfairly. We're not going to let you travel to certain countries if you don't get the jab. Since when is it the government's point to tell us what to do with our health? Since when has that been their responsibility? It's interesting times. And so those that have chosen to take the jab, well, good on you. That's your choice. And if you do, then, don't blame us if you start getting side effects and you start to, or even if you survive it. I mean, I see it as Russian roulette. We know many people have died from having the jab now. We know it's not always reported in the mainstream news, but just have a look at Rumble, have a look at some of these other channels out there, Brand YouTube. BitChute is another one. Have a look at some alternative media because you're not going to see it on Facebook or YouTube. But anyway, I won't go down that rabbit hole right now. But, despite all of that, there's still so much we can be grateful for, regardless of what is going on in the world. There is so much we can be grateful for. And the choice is yours. You can say no to masks. You can say no to the jab. You can say no to this dictatorship. Right? They're trying to push a cashless society now. They want to control everything. They want to see where you are, when you're there, what you're buying. It's all being monitored, right? We have facial recognition technology with these 5G towers that have popped up everywhere through COVID, through this lockdown. The 5G towers are going up everywhere. Also, these massive cameras getting people on their mobile phones. I'm seeing these huge cameras that are way up high. I didn't even know they were there until recently. And then my friend showed me their fine of $1,078 fine for being on the mobile phone while in the car. And even just holding your phone, apparently even having it on your lap, you can still get hit with $1,078 fine for these cameras look straight down into the front of the car. So you'll start to notice them now. Since I noticed one, I've now noticed them everywhere. And they're almost as prolific now as the actual red light cameras or speed cameras that we get. And this is not about safety. They say it's about safety, but of course it never is. It's a massive money-making exercise. That's my belief. And if you really want to know what's going on in the world, then follow the money trail, my friends. Follow the money trail. And if you want to know more about that, watch the Thrive documentaries. Watch the Out of Shadows documentary. There's so many. In fact, you'll find them in the Conscious Community Global Facebook group right here. Conscious Community Global Facebook group. Have a look there. Look in the featured section. There are some documentaries will absolutely blow your mind and will make you realize how powerful you are as a human being. And we do not need to be controlled by, the powers that be, those in government, etc. You can choose how your life goes as a sovereign being. And, look into common law if you want to know more about that. Just look up common law and you'll see our God-given rights as a human being that have been taken away from us in many different ways. Look up the Straw Man video as well that's in the Conscious Community Global Facebook group. I'm going on a bit of a rant today. So back to the Global Good News Challenge. So what is this about? This is something I started during COVID. I started in June 2020 because I was sick of all the negative news and I could see straight through it. I thought, here we go again. Here we go. What are they going to dish out this time, right? So having watched all this negative news, I thought, right, we need to do something to shift this energy. So I thought, well, I want to see more good news out there. And I know a lot of my friends do as well because a lot of them don't watch the mainstream news anymore because a lot of it is so negative. However, I thought, well, we can actually share our good news. We will feel better about it when we get into gratitude. We're at this elevated state. We're vibrating at 540 hertz when we get into gratitude. So why not encourage people to get into gratitude more and actually to share their own good news and to connect with people? It's one of the basic human needs that we need as human beings is actually connection. And with this world of technology, with this social distancing, with all of this now, a lot of people are feeling really disconnected. And so this is a way that you can reach out to those who you love and care about and actually lift your energy and lift the energy of those around you. So how it works is the Global Good News Challenge starts on the first Monday of every month and goes for as many days as whatever number month it is. So being the 9th month now, we have a 9-day challenge, which started on the first Monday of September and it finishes on the 13th of September, which is actually now we've just gone into midnight into the 13th. And so you have until midnight, the 13th of September to start your 9-day challenge. Anytime within that period, you can start your challenge. And it's just live video every single day for the period of the challenge. So 9 days. For October, we'll have 10 days. November will be 11 days. And then we go back to 1 day for January, right? 12 days for December. So it just keeps going up through the year. So now with the 9-day challenge, all it is a simple live video, ideally on Facebook. Just do it on your Facebook personal profile. You can do it, if you like, on Instagram Live. You could do a LinkedIn Live or a YouTube Live if you'd like to. If you do it on Facebook and hashtag Global Good News Challenge when you do it in the description, we will then share your challenge out to our Loving Life group, which has got over 2,000 people. We'll share it onto the Global Good News Challenge Facebook page. And we will also add you to our Global Good News Challenge Facebook group. And for everyone who completes the challenge, we have a gift as well, which I'll share in my Good News Challenge today. So the format is you just share your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and a piece of good news. And those watching now, thank you for joining us. Please pop in the comments. What's something you're grateful for today? Let us know in the comments. One thing you're grateful for today. And let us know where you're joining us from. Whereabouts in the world are you right now? Let us know in the comments if you're watching this on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube right now. Love to hear from you. All right, so here's mine for today. Hi, I'm Aldwyn Alternay, also known as the Media Queen. What I do is I help people go from the world's best kept secret to being a star through free publicity, through being featured on TV, radio, print, and online media. And any negative can be turned into a positive, which is a lot of what we do with our clients, is we turn those negatives into positives and we help share more good news in the world. 3 things I'm grateful for today. So I'm grateful for my beautiful parents. I got to see them today. They live at Bribie Island, about 2.5 hours north of where I am on the Gold Coast. And we hang out most Mondays, 1 day a week, usually, or 1 day every 2 weeks. We will have time, make time for each other, even in the busy work schedule. I mean, in between breaks today, I was making calls and things like that, work calls and a little bit of that was going on, but most of the day was spent with family. And my beautiful parents, they celebrate their 52nd wedding anniversary this year, which is extraordinary. So 1970 they married, and they're just the most adorable couple. They're beautiful. I'm so blessed to have them in my life. The other thing I'm grateful for is for good friends. I have some amazing friends in my life who thankfully, I can call on sometimes if I'm feeling down or just, need a hand with something, or, they're generally there for me. So, and me for them too. So I love having good friends in my life, and you know who you are watching this. I think, having great connections are important and people you can rely on. I'm also very grateful for all of my clients, my media clients too. I work with some extraordinary people and they blow me away continuously with their stories. And I'm so grateful that I get to share their stories with the mainstream media, offline and online. And also grateful for a brand new show that I've just started recently called The Total Truth Show. I do that with a guy called Ken Kleinberg from San Diego. And that's all about sharing the truth of what's going on in the world. And that's a brand new podcast. We actually do it as a live video, and we've got the audio up on the podcast channels as well. So you'll see that Total Truth Show. So check that out. Very grateful for Ken for that. And my good news is that everyone who completes a Global Good News Challenge for September will get a free ticket to the Free Publicity Secrets Masterclass, which is worth $197. And my next masterclass is actually coming up on Thursday. It's a 4-day, a 4 hour, so 4 hour, not 4 day. I could easily go for 4 days with teaching people about free publicity. No, this is 4 hours from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the 15th of September. And so please just check out the Global Good News Challenge Facebook page. Pinned to the top of the page is all the details on how to participate in the challenge. If you would like to join in, there it is there, facebook.com/Good News Challenge. And that's the Global Good News Challenge Facebook page. All the details pinned to the top. If you missed everything I just said about how to do the challenge, basically your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, at least. You can share more things you're grateful for, and 1 piece of good news at least. You can share more good news if you'd like to, and then hashtag Global Good News Challenge, and then we will see your challenge and we'll share the love out to thousands of our contacts. So it's free marketing for you as well. You will feel amazing, and so will the people who see your video will feel amazing as well. And of course, today I'm grateful for the Brady Bunch. They've definitely brought me a lot of joy. And, shows like MASH as well. Remember MASH and Faulty Towers and Red Dwarf? Gosh, there's so many young ones. Oh gosh, I could go on. So many, particularly British comedies. I love the British humor. And that's one of the best things that has come out of Britain, I think, is the British comedies. And as part of the September challenge, what I've been doing is each day sharing one of the habits of highly successful people. There's actually 9 habits that originally a guy called Tom Corley, an accountant and financial planner, he actually originally wrote a book called Change Your Habits, Change Your Life. And in there, he actually surveyed 233 wealthy individuals, mostly self-made millionaires, and asked them about their daily habits. And then he compared those responses with 128 lower earning individuals, or those with less than 35K annual gross income. And he found that there were 9 common habits. And the 8th habit we're going to share today is that they have multiple income streams. So he says self-made millionaires don't rely on any singular source of income. They develop multiple income streams. So that could be property, could be shares, could be business, could be crypto, could be gold, silver. So how many sources of income do they have? 65% of self-made millionaires had at least 3 streams of income that they created prior to making their first $1 million. So before they made their first $1 million, they had at least 3 streams of income, such as a side business, or it could have been investments like real estate or shares, whatever that was. So diversifying sources of income allows you to weather the economic downturns that inevitably occur. Absolutely. So I love that. They have multiple incomes. Now, in case you missed the previous 7 days of this challenge, I'll share what the previous 7 were as well. Previous 7 habits. They get enough sleep was number 7. Number 6 was they pursue their own goals. Number 5, they spend time with people who inspire them. Who are you hanging out with? Are people lifting your energy up, or are they bringing it down right now in your life? Just notice. And sometimes those people are family, right? So sometimes you might want to send them off with love, or just spend less time with those people. Number 4 is they make exercise a priority. Make sure they get exercise in every day, at least 30 minutes of exercise. 76% of the self-made millionaires did that. Also, they spend 15 to 30 minutes each day on focused thinking, on planning out their day, and really actually stepping back from the busyness of life and actually looking at how they could do things more effectively. The second habit of highly successful people is they read a lot. Leaders are readers. They read a lot. And the first one is they get up early. And most of these self-made millionaires I know actually also get to sleep early as well. So they're not up at midnight doing a live video like I am here. However, I have my own levels of success, I guess, have come in the way that I've done things. It doesn't mean it has to go that way. But, they do say if you do sleep by 10 p.m., that you get more rested sleep in general. And so every hour apparently after 12 o'clock is like you've got to sleep 2 hours after 12 o'clock to get the same rest as you do 1 hour before 12 o'clock, I have heard. So that's very interesting too. And I guess if you look at the way that the world is, like particularly here on the Gold Coast, the sun sets around sort of 6 o'clock. So that's generally when, it's best to stop eating at nighttime as well. And the sun comes up around 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. So you would imagine that in that dark time, that's probably the best time to sleep, to wake up with the sunrise and go to sleep maybe 9, 10 o'clock. So a lot of wealthy people actually get about 8 hours sleep a night. If I get 7.5 hours sleep, that's really good for me. Usually I get between 4.5 and 6 hours is usually what I've been averaging. Although that's not necessarily always recommended. It just depends on how you work with sleep. So that's my Global Good News Challenge today. We do have the Free Publicity Secrets Masterclass coming up on Thursday. If you'd like to join us and you don't want to do a Good News Challenge and get your free ticket, then you can also purchase a ticket if you would like to. The website to go to there is freeprssecrets.com, freeprssecrets.com. And I'll just pop that link in here in the chat. And please pop in here. What are you grateful for today? What are you grateful for today? Here's the freeprssecrets.com. That always gives you our next masterclass events. And also, I do recommend that you follow me on Eventbrite, and you'll find that link. In fact, all my links you'll find right here at my link tree, which is linktr.ee/Aldwyn. linktr.ee/Aldwyn. I'm going to head off to bed shortly. It's been great to connect with you today. I hope you're having a beautiful day or night wherever you are in the world. As Gandhi says, be the change you wish to see in the world. And as I say, shine bright and light up all those around you. Sending you lots of love, and thank you also to everyone who's been doing their Global Good News Challenges. I've been watching them. They're amazing. Thank you so much for all our Good News Crusaders out there also being the change that they wish to see in the world. Blessings to you. God bless, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.